Hey guys, it's Will here and welcome back to The Path of the Warrior, my Eldar tactics journey. So if you've been following this series, you'll know that I'm trying to get better with my Eldar, so this isn't sort of a tactics blog, a kind of a do what I do and you'll win because my tactics are great. This is more, I'm trying to get better and generally play my army to a higher standard, improve my Eldar tactics, come along and see what we learn along the way. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these because I've had a few things in life and in gaming that have prevented me. Life-wise, had a lot of work going on and a tough few months at home with my wife breaking her leg. I had to put quite a lot more effort in at home looking after Litland and stuff, so I didn't get as much time to game. And what time I have been spending gaming has been mostly spent on Shadespire, which is an awesome game, but it has distracted me a bit from 40k. And yeah, I want to really sort of get back into 40k and get better with my Eldar. Also been distracted a bit by the Necron Codex, had a few games with them. It's been fun, but I really want to make the Eldar my main focus still. But as you can see, I've not been idle. When you last saw this, I was talking about the list that won the LVO, and one of the things I was planning to add was some Shining Spears. Well, if we pan the camera around here, you will see a nice new unit of 6 Shining Spears. Converted these out of Windrider jet bikes with some high elf components, so the little plumes on the helmets there are from, I believe, the high elf archers kit. I think it's out of production now. It sort of went when Warhammer Fantasy died, as are the spears, which are from the high elf spearmen. Again, another kit that went away. To actually get those in, they're not just stuck flush to the wrist, but I actually had to drill out the hand to get them to stay in there. So they actually run, if you see here on this guy, they run right through the wrist joint and out the other side. And then that bit on the end that's kind of meant to be the power supply for these laser lances is from the Eldar grav tank kit. I think it's meant to be like a, I don't know, some sort of upgrade, but you get like 3 of them on a thing, and I just clipped off the ends of them. So the regular guy is fairly simple conversion. The Exarch did a little bit more. The head is from a High Elf Phoenix Guard. The cloak again is High Elf Spearman, and the lance is High Elf Prince, I think. So it's mostly High Elf, but the right arms that are holding the spears are all from the Dire Avenger Exarch. It's the one that's supposed to be holding the sword, which nobody ever uses because why would you give him the sword when you've got so many better options? But yeah, so that's the conversion there. Anyway, tactics wise, haven't actually got these out on the table yet, although I'm hoping to in a few days time, so stay tuned. Hopefully I'll have a better wrap up of that at some point. But I think 6 is a good number to start me off. It's enough to make an impact without being too big an investment while I'm still seeing how they go. And yeah, I think they could be quite versatile. If you've seen some of my bat reps lately, you see that my local meta has been quite big thing heavy, a lot of big monsters, vehicles, etc. So they'll help with that. But also one of the problems I was having with my Eldar was I was getting pinned back in my own deployment zone, and so a nice aggressive fast moving unit like this should help with that. And they can even do sort of anti-infantry duties at a push because they've got the twin shuriken catapults under there. You've got 6 of them. That is 18, 24 shots, re-rolling 1s to hit, pseudo rending on a 6 to wound. You know, they're a solid unit, so I think they could be a nice addition to my army. Looking forward to getting them out on the table. Been getting a few other bits as well, so if we scan down here, this was just a conversion I really made on the fly while digging bits out of my bits box for this. So this is a Farseer made almost entirely out of spare parts. So the legs and torso are High Elf Archer. The arm I think is High Elf Archer, I can't actually remember, and then the pistol is from the Dire Avenger kit. The sword arm is from the jet bike Farseer kit because I built mine with the singing spear. Cloak is High Elf Prince, and then the head The main body of the head is actually a Dire Avenger helmet with the plume cut off, and then that's actually from the Wraithguard kit, the thing at the back. But I think he makes quite a nice cool Farseer, and I've basically done this all out of spare parts because I just thought it'd be fun to have a foot Farseer as well. I've had great results with my jet bike one, really pleased with how he's done, but I'm thinking this might be a cheaper alternative, even with the price hike that came in the new FAQ. And giving him the Falshu's wing artifact will give him nearly as much manoeuvrability as the jet bike guy, just without the survivability. Alternatively, you know, I could have him on my back line supporting from a more hidden position amongst my infantry, in which case, you know, there's a couple of other items that might suit him better there. But yeah, an interesting one to try out when the opportunity presents itself, maybe in lower points games, or if I want to run dual Farseers. Now finally, because I don't want this update to run too long, because I know it's a little light on actual tactical content because I've not had many games, just a few other units I've recently acquired, generally fitting in with the theme of not wanting to get too pinned back into my table edge, which has been happening lately. So got this Warlock here. Got him, actually found him in my bits box from when I was a teenager, I think, and had to strip the paint down from him. The model's so old, it actually had a las pistol back in 2nd edition when Eldar had las pistols. So cut off the shuriken catapult there, pistol, gave him the shuriken pistol there. So he's set to go now once I got some paint on him. And although Warlocks went up in price, I actually am more tempted to use 2 Warlocks rather than 1 now, simply because Spirit Seers went up in price even more, so Warlocks are probably a better option for psychic support unless you want to go with obviously extra Farseers which don't have access to the same powers, because some of the Warlock powers are awesome, or a 200 point Hemlock Wraithfighter, so you know, I think he's still good bang for your buck. And got some Howling Banshees, again dug out from my bits box and stripped. Need to get a few more of these to make a full unit of 10, but again a nice option to push out of my deployment zone, get up in my enemy's face. Space Marines hate them, and the Warlock I think is pretty essential from what I've read, because they need a few buff powers to support them. And then finally, hiding at the back there, picked up an Avatar of Cain really cheap online, and I'm in the process of refurbishing him. Had to completely strip him down, but he was only a £5, and I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to get the most out of him yet, because most units that want to be aggressive and assaulty, particularly in the Eldar army, because survivability is an issue, are either very fast moving in their own right, or have a trick to get there, like they can go into transport. Now, he doesn't have either. Now, he does have the survivability from having the perfect number of wounds, you know, just enough that he can't be picked out, but, you know, plenty to keep him survivable. But is he going to get there? We shall have to see. Not 100% sure how I'm going to use him and support him yet in game, but yeah, should be an interesting piece to try and use. So anyway, I need to crack on and paint these, and hopefully should be getting some games, at least with the Shining Spears, very, very soon. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully it won't be so long before my next update. See you guys later. Bye.